Hey guys, welcome back, baddies. Happy New Year. So I figured that since it's the new year, I kind of wanted to start fresh. So I stopped using Instagram. I've been off Instagram for the past 3 days, so I'm no longer active on there. I think I'm just gonna stick to TikTok and YouTube. Just because I felt like I was spending too much time on Instagram. Like I can kind of control it on YouTube. Like I'll watch one video and then click out, or on TikTok, like I'll scroll. But on Instagram, I noticed it was a really bad habit. Like I would wake up and right away I would go on Instagram, and I just don't think that's healthy. So that's one of my New Year's resolution. But I hope everybody is doing well and everybody has their goals and everything that they want to achieve this year. Definitely take some rest, get some time for yourself. But yeah, today I wanted to start a series called Helping You Make Your Life Easier. So basically, I want to help you, and I want to share certain things that I've been through or certain things that I've learned in order to make your life easier. Today, we're going to go back a few years here, and I'm going to talk about high school. Yes, I graduated high school. If you don't know this, I'm from Jersey. And I went to a technical school, or like a cluster school, which means that you study a specific topic for 3 years for 2 periods, if that makes any sense. I don't know how they do it now, but that's how I did it when I was in high school. And I was in this specific high school from the age of 14 to 18. And yeah, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. I feel like I realized, even though it hasn't been that long, even though like it feels like it hasn't been that long, but it has. It's been 5 years since I graduated high school. I started it, like I said, when I was 14. I'm 22 now, and I graduated when I was 18 in June of 2019. So that was like a big like, whew. So now we're in 2024, so it's been a few years since I graduated high school. So some of this advice can apply still, dependent on the process now. I don't know what you high school kids are dealing with or doing. I know it's a lot harder to be in high school now because of everything going on with social media, which I kind of feel for. I feel like my generation kind of still had a high school experience before COVID. So I'm really sorry about that, guys. I wish that I could click a universal reverse button, but unfortunately, with the pandemic, I cannot. Being smart pays off. Yeah! So, like I said, I was in a technical school. Basically, they had this scholarship. If you maintained the highest average for 4 years or 3 years in your cluster, or technical school, then they help you with your money, or like they give you a small stipend, which I feel like at that time, like the economy obviously was in a different, like if you go 5 years back, the economy wasn't as rough as it is now. Obviously post-pandemic, it's rough for everybody, the cost of living and everything, but I didn't realize how much that really meant and how easier it made for me. Like I think it was like $500 that they gave me, but still like $500 to a high school student that's, first generation college student doesn't like, it matters, like it's hard, like unfortunately, like my parents didn't have a bank account to pull mommy and daddy money from, which there's nothing wrong from that, but like I didn't have money for college, so I had to rely on loans, I had to rely on scholarship, I had to rely on my grades. And that's something that I realized that I'm very fortunate for, because in my high school I tried to maintain a GPA over 3.5. So I think that by doing so, it made it easier for me to find a college that would help me cover most of my expenses. And then I'll speak about college in a separate video and where I went to school. But being smart pays off. Like I definitely want you to enjoy high school, and there's moments when you don't have to take it as serious, but definitely if your school offers AP courses, definitely take them. I took two. I took the test. Sadly, I scored a 3 on both of the language composition advanced placement exams, which is okay. Some schools, some colleges accept it. Sometimes they take the credit. And when you're in high school, they don't really break down or tell you, like in college, like the costs, or if you have a parent that went to college, then they're a little bit more aware. But like I said, I had no background because none of my family members went to college. I was the first one. So basically it's per credit. So like think about it this way, like when you go into college, you have your prereqs and then your major courses. So I didn't know this. So basically, a standard English class is 3 credits. If you're every college charges about $1,000 to $900 per credit, so that's $3,000 that you could just eliminate right there. If you don't have scholarship or if you're not able to get Pell Grant or funding. I live in America. For anyone that's watching that doesn't live here, so we have something called FAFSA. And basically you apply there and they determine how much loans you can get. Sometimes people can't because of certain issues, certain circumstances. On that realm, I would just go ahead and search it. There's also a phone number you can call, so you can speak to one of their specialists that can help you, like a case specialist. So I would definitely do that. But that's something that in high school they don't really teach you, which is kind of sad, and I feel like they should. But I had to learn kind of the hard way. So I got lucky, even though I didn't score a 3. My college, they allowed us to take a diagnostic test, and it was like you write an essay. And I had written an essay because I was like, dude, like I feel like I should already be on the second level of college writing and reading. Like I don't feel like in the remedial class, they kind of have this remedial class that they all pit everybody in and then they move up from there. But it's like, if I could save myself $3,000, why wouldn't I, right? So I definitely think that's something you should look at. Take your AP courses, take your IB classes. I feel like it really prepares you for college. I have my degree in biology. I don't know why I forgot. Sorry guys, once you graduate, you kind of just like clock out mentally. But also I talk with my hands a lot, so I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely just take it. I feel like it'll really prepare you. Also, don't be too nervous about like standardized testing. Like where I'm from, they had the park and they had the SAT. Honestly, just do your best. Like it's really not, I can't say it's not considered. Obviously, if you score a high score, like they're gonna take that into consideration. But I feel like where we're at now, it's more so like your personal statement. Please don't use ChatGPT for your personal statement. That's just, I know how y'all folks do these days, but don't do it. I feel like it's a perfect way to really sell yourself as an applicant for college. So I would definitely pay attention in high school to your personal statement when you are applying to college. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. So the second advice that I have for you is prom. So my high school didn't have a junior prom. I just had a senior prom, and this was like right a year before COVID had hit. So I got very lucky. I went to prom with my brother. So I'm gonna put a picture of us here. It was my favorite event. I loved it. So awesome. I'm so happy. Like literally the dress slay, hair slay, makeup slay, everything slay. And I'm so glad that I went. And I'm very glad too. At the time, I had like a little boyfriend or whatever. I wouldn't consider it a relationship, but I had a significant other, and I'm so glad that I didn't end up going with my significant other, only because now when I look back at the photos, it's like a happy memory, and like I went with my brother, so it's so cool. Like I could display the pictures and it came out so good, the photos. So I'm really happy, and yeah, that was one of my best memories from high school. It's okay to outgrow people. In high school, you are gonna have your set of friends, but you'll soon begin to realize like you are gonna outgrow people. It's normal. Like dependent on what you want to do. I feel like I always had to work, or I always had to maintain my resume because I want to go into healthcare. So it's very difficult when your friends are in different stages of life. Like I know people that are married and have children and have 9-to-5 jobs, or I know people that just have a 9-to-5 job and they're not going to school. And that's a whole topic for something else. But I feel like surrounding yourself with people. They don't have to have the same major. Like, that's silly. Most of my friends are not healthcare girlies, but basically what I'm trying to say is you are going to outgrow people, and the more you accept that and the less you try to hold on or to maintain that friendship, the better it is for you, because then it's just easier, you know what I mean? I hope this like window, it's giving like aura, it's giving angel, but I hope it's not gonna mess it up for you guys, or if it's not obnoxious. What else? I'm trying to figure out what else I could say. Yeah, so you be prepared to outgrow friendships, outgrow people. You know, like, you can still connect with them via social media, but I just think that after a while you start to, you know, not want to be around it anymore. Like, you have to surround yourself with people that are ambitious, or that, you know, are creative, or things like that. Like, you start to realize that some people are just in different parts of their life, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it really is more so of like what you want for yourself. What else? Another piece of advice is think outside the box from where you are from.
I think I like this little life.
I think a lot of people, personally for me, like, I did my undergrad in 4 years at a university. I didn't do like 2 years at a community college, which, once again, there's nothing wrong with that. Save more money that way. You could do your prereqs for 2 years, get your associates, and then transfer into a 4-year program, or continue and do your last 2 years at a university. However, I think it's so important to really consider your environment, right? I am a firm believer that you are a product of your environment. So if you stay where you've been your whole life since you were like 18, I genuinely think that you won't grow. And I didn't go far because of money situations, so that's another advice I'm gonna get into, but you don't have to go far to get away from where you initially were, if that makes any sense. Like, how many opportunities that I was able to achieve where I was from because I used the resources there. But I'm saying, like, in order for you to grow and for you to see that there is more to life than where you were born, I think it's definitely a good thing to step out. Even, it doesn't have to be far. Like, I went to college like 30-40 minutes away from where I was raised, but it was a completely different town, completely different aesthetic, completely different vibe. Like, you really start to notice that there is way more to life. And then going into that, you, like I said, you don't have to go far to go where you're from. If you have any questions, let me know. For any of my high school folks, any of my baddies that need some advice. And yeah, just definitely focus and find out what you really want. If education is a core value, then pursue that. If not, then there's nothing wrong with graduating high school and, you know, working your 9 to 5. Alrighty, y'all, so this concludes my advice for high school, or what I learned in high school. So yeah, enjoy. I'm gonna put some pictures from my high school. Have a good day, baddies. Happy New Year. Stay tuned for my next video. It's gonna be what I learned in college.